tractor. Now with financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years and factory rebates, you can do more for less. That's value. That's Kubota. 0 down, 0% APR financing for terms up to 60 months on select equipment now through June 30th, 2015. Financing through Kubota Credit Corporation USA. Subject to credit approval. Other exceptions may apply. For more information, call toll-free 1-888-465-8268. For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Republican presidential candidate Ron Paul last week called for a fair and flat tax that would blow up the nation's tax code, offering a proposal that his campaign would cut taxes by $2 trillion over the next decade. The first-term senator from Kentucky released the outline of a plan to institute a 14.5% income tax rate on all individuals and on all businesses. It was among the first major policy proposals released by Paul's presidential campaign, although he did not make the full plan available for review. At least he hasn't done so far. Basically, my conclusion is the tax code can't be fixed and should be scrapped. I think he's absolutely correct. This was in an interview with the Associated Press. Many of the dozen major Republican candidates for president say tax reform is one of their priorities. Texas Senator Ted Cruz, for example, is among the GOP contenders calling for wholesale abolition of the Internal Revenue Service, a position many experts say is unrealistic. Not unrealistic at all. Absolutely necessary. The Internal Revenue Service gave up its position as the chief funding mechanism for the United States government when it started using its power to obstruct opposing political viewpoints. As soon as they decided to do that, they completely blew whatever credibility they should have or could have had to move forward with their work for the United States of America. No, the IRS is dust. I can hardly wait to see it go. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at USMD Prostate Cancer Center. You know, cancer is challenging enough without having to head all over town for a test over here, a doctor's appointment over there, maybe something else across town, some other direction. At USMD Prostate Cancer Center, you're going to one place. And there's one website, 888prostate.com, one phone number, 1-888-PROSTATE, and one team of doctors, specialists, patient navigators, all committed to making sure that prostate cancer is put behind you so that you can live a long and healthy life. USMD Prostate Cancer Center, the message begins with testing. Every guy needs to get tested, started with that 40th birthday, and after that, clean test, see you next year. If there's something in there, maybe it's so teeny tiny we look at it for a while. It's active surveillance. Maybe it's cryotherapy time, robotic surgery time. They do it all at USMD Prostate Cancer Center, saving guys' lives one guy at a time. So guys, let's go. 1-888-PROSTATE or 888prostate.com. USMD Prostate Cancer Center, 1-888-PROSTATE or 888prostate.com.
Our country was built upon the foundation of strong men and women who had a vision for what America should look like decades ahead. From the brave soldiers who battled for our freedom to the police and firemen who keep us safe here at home. These are the people who have built the foundation that can support America for years to come. Foundations are just as important for your home as those men and women are for our beautiful country. And that's why Alliance Foundation is here to help. At Alliance Foundation, they know just what your home needs. It may not be the cheapest quote out there, but it's definitely going to be the one that does the job right. Wouldn't you rather take the time to have it done right the first time and not have to go do it over again? Alliance Foundation knows that you don't put a Band-Aid on something that needs stitches. Alliance Foundation also wants to give all former and current military, as well as emergency servicemen, a 10% discount on all their jobs. So go online to AllianceFoundationRepairTexas.com. That's AllianceFoundationRepairTexas.com.
It's the end of quarter clearance sale at Lumber Liquidators. We're North America's largest specialty retailer of hardwood flooring. We've got 10 million square feet of top quality floors for as much as 77% less than other stores, like real pre-finished hardwood for just 49 cents. Beautiful and durable strand bamboo for $1.99. American and European laminate styles from 39 cents. Plus solid Brazilian pecan, hand-scraped acacia, and more up to 40% off. And pay no interest until 2017. Hurry, clearance sales going on now. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio. I'm Steve Rappaport. South Carolina's Republican governor changes course on keeping the Confederate flag on the State House grounds. Nikki Haley's move comes after a white man allegedly killed 9 people in a black church.
My hope is that by removing a symbol that divides us, we can move forward as a state in harmony, and we can honor the 9 blessed souls who are now in heaven.
President Obama will travel to South Carolina Friday to pay tribute to the victims. A possible break in the search for 2 prison escapees in upstate New York.
DNA tests indicate they may have rested in a cabin about 50 miles from the prison in Franklin County.
It's a confirmed lead for us, and we're going to run this to ground.
New York State Police Major Charles Guess. At the prison, a state correction officer has been placed on leave. His involvement in the case has not been specified.
Fox Radio's Gernal Scott. Fox News. We report, you decide.
You're listening to 660 AM, The Answer. The Mark Davis Show. Mark Davis Show.
Every talk show host imagines current events simply stopping while we're away, and then we realize that doesn't happen. So I'm grateful to Tim O'Hare for handling the show while I'm off for a week. Bring your issues to him, and they will be skillfully handled. And then Monday the 29th, we will hook back up and trade notes on the passing parade of news and issues. God bless you and yours. Say hi to Tim, and I will see you soon.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM, The Answer.
This is Arthur Brooks of the American Enterprise Institute for townhall.com. When liberals and conservatives look at policies to alleviate poverty, they often disagree over the nature of public goods and whether or not the government can provide them. Conservatives ought to be asking whether or not the benefits of public goods are higher than the costs. When we don't make cost-benefit calculations at the macroeconomic level about public goods, the poor pay. This is a fact. Look at what's happening in the periphery countries in Europe today. If you don't pay attention to the macroeconomy and fiscal stability, you will become insolvent. And if you become insolvent, there will be austerity. And if you have austerity, it's always the poor who pay. If you want to protect the poor, you must avoid austerity and insolvency, and the only way you can do that is with smart, conservative policies. I'm Arthur Brooks.
This townhall.com commentary is brought to you by the Salem Radio Network.
I had the home of my dreams, but one day I noticed cracks in the wall by the front door as well as the kitchen window. A neighbor recommended Abacus Foundation Repair. He said they're the best foundation repair company in Dallas, and they use an advanced system on your foundation called Millennium Composite Pilings that'll last 1,000 years. Well, I went to their website, abacusfoundationrepair.com, and saw that they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and the world's leading service company review website recommended them highly. And the best part? They haven't had a complaint in the last 13 years. So I called them, and I'm happy I did. Abacus Foundation Repair guaranteed their work, and they gave me a lifetime transferable warranty.
If you see cracks in the walls of your home or your doors don't shut properly, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. That's 972-406-9000. Or go to abacusfoundationrepair.com. If you want your foundation fixed right the first time, call Abacus Foundation Repair.
Are you suffering with hearing loss? Are you sick of people constantly complaining that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to speak up? Would you like to hear more clearly, but you don't want to wear a hearing aid that makes you look old? Then you need to try Listen Clear, a life-changing breakthrough precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And right now you can try Listen Clear absolutely risk-free with free shipping. We'll even give you free batteries for life. So call now, 1-800-507-2955. Listen Clear is lightweight and completely hassle-free, and it's practically invisible. Call for your 100% risk-free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now, 1-800-507-2955. That's 1-800-507-2955. 1-800-507-2955.
Save this day, June 25th at 6:30 p.m. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from The Wells Report here for Walt Parker and InvestingMakesMeSick.com. June 25th at 6:30 could be the day and time that you take the first step in learning how to manage your investments. Simply make plans to join me at their dinner seminar at Papado Restaurant in North Dallas. No fuss, no hassle, great education on investment choices other than stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or annuities with a no-cost meal to boot. You'll learn learn why you should understand your investments. You'll also find out why they prefer the We Come to You service. They know you've worked hard for your money. Getting the information you need to help you choose how to invest it is the next step. To reserve your spot for this free seminar at Papado Restaurant in North Dallas, call 972-463-3833, 972-463-3833, or register by logging on to investingmakesmesick.com. All investments involve risk. Investments may be considered speculative and incur substantial fees and expenses borne by the investor. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. Investingmakesmesick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated.
We gave Tom 12 seconds to give 6 reasons why he opened a Mathnasium Learning Center franchise.
Okay. Great income potential. Doing good for kids. Doing what I love. Making math make sense to kids. 500 centers open already. 1 every 3 days. Mathnasium taught me the business. Helps me. Supports me.
Time's up. Pretty good. For franchise information, visit mathnasium.com or take the first step right now. Call 855-361-MATH. That's 855-361-6284.
Your local pharmacist is also a Health Mart pharmacist, and they're not like other pharmacists.
After Mom's surgery, I was overwhelmed, but I was so relieved. Her Health Mart pharmacist was there to help. They explained her medication and even delivered to her house. Mom got the personal service she needed, and I got something even better. Peace of mind.
Visit healthmart.com to find a locally owned Health Mart pharmacy near you. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Into the night in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. This is Monday, the 22nd day of June, year of our Lord, 2015. I don't know what to make of Representative Devin Nunes of California. He was on Face the Nation yesterday, and he said that America is dealing with the highest threat level we have ever faced in this country. That's a lot. That's saying something, and I don't know whether it's hyperbole or not. I don't know exactly what Mr. Nunes is trying to get across here, mainly because most of the stuff that we have has been either underreported or badly reported or outright misreported when it comes to the war on terror. He told CBS's Face the Nation yesterday the threat is coming from the radicalization of young people and foreign fighters headed to Iraq and Syria to join terror groups. They're very good at communicating through separate avenues where it's very difficult to track. Nunes said that's why when you get a young person who's willing to get into these chat rooms, go on the internet and get radicalized, it's something that we are not only unprepared for, we're also not used to it in this country. Excuse me, Mr. Representative. I don't know whether you're aware of this or not, but you're a part of a government that theoretically spies on everything that I say, everything that I text, everything that I email, everything that I do, every time I pick up an electronic device and try to have a conversation with someone. How in heaven's name can these people be a threat to us when everything we say is dutifully recorded by some monolithic computer system in Utah? You guys need to get your stories straight. You don't get to say that we are fighting tooth and nail to continue bulk collection of all of our electronic data. You don't get to say that you are fighting with every fiber of your oppressive government being, and then say, you know what, we're just unprepared for these kids getting into chat rooms on the internet and getting radicalized. Baloney. Several Americans across the U.S. have been arrested and charged recently with being ISIS sympathizers and trying to join the terror group. Let them. Let them. make them sign a renunciation of their American citizenship, let them hand you their passport, let you cancel it and then hand it back to them and let them put it in a government shredder. Then give them some kind of travel document to get them from wherever they are to directly to Damascus. What the hell? Let's just fly them right into the country. And that way it goes out over Interpol everywhere that these people are persona non grata in the United States forever. But that's not what we're doing, is it? No, what we're doing is we're taking these radicalized idiots and we are checking them into prison, where they sit around and talk to each other and keep fomenting themselves into more and more and more serious terrorists until eventually they are hardcore, hardened criminal terrorists that are model prisoners and are now being released on parole after being completely rehabilitated, which is the biggest hunk of garbage since every other gigantic hunk of garbage that they've told us about this mess that they refuse to solve. Let these people go. Cancel their American citizenship. Nunez went on to say, we are having a tough time tracking terror cells in the United States. I hope what he's doing is he's just putting some misdirection out there. Because honestly, if they are having trouble tracking terror cells within the United States on the internet, they all need to quit. I know a half a dozen guys right this very minute could chase these guys down in a blink. And I'm just one guy. The Iraqi military, which was equipped and trained by the U.S., has struggled to recover from its collapse a year ago when ISIS militants captured the country's second largest city, Mosul, swept over much of northern and western Iraq. Iraqi commanders fled. Pleas for more ammunition went unanswered. In some cases, soldiers stripped off their uniforms and ran. Jeez. The U.S. is again training Iraqi forces. This time, they're one step ahead of them. They're not giving them uniforms to begin with, and it gives going commando a completely different and new understanding. Okay, that's not true. The White House announced last week it was sending up to 450 more U.S. troops to a new base in the Anbar province of western Iraq, mainly to advise the Iraqis on planning and executing counteroffensives to retake Ramadi, the provincial capital. More such U.S. hubs could be opened elsewhere in Iraq as the campaign advances. A small number of advisors, new bases, more such U.S. hubs could be opened elsewhere in Iraq as the campaign advances. What campaign? You mean the escalation? Do these words and ideas have some resonant meaning to you? 450 more U.S. troops, advisors, being sent to new bases in the Anbar province of western Iraq, fire bases. More U.S. hubs could be opened elsewhere in Iraq as the campaign advances. You think one of those new bases will be called Quezon? Staunch critics in the Congress have argued that the current strategy is weak, that it could be strengthened by deploying U.S. troops as spotters for airstrikes. The Pentagon thus far has avoided putting tactical air controllers in the field with Iraqi ground forces, mainly because the Iraqi ground forces won't be able to protect them and they'll all get killed. The Pentagon is opposed to putting U.S. boots on the ground. We don't have much choice anymore, guys. We've so ham-fisted and screwed up this entire war that it's going to take another entire war to untangle this mess. Finally, Harry Reid got it right. He just got it right at the wrong time. Harry Reid said, by golly, we were involved in a quagmire in Afghanistan and Iraq, a quagmire. My goodness, I don't know how we're ever going to get out of that now that the shooting has stopped. Yeah, the quagmire was actually what happened after the war was over. And of course, it doesn't make any difference how many people are willing to lie. They're just going to lie. That's all. It's pitiful, it's awful, it's rotten, and it's pervasive. Do you remember back in the day when everybody said that the Bush administration had a plan to fight the war, but didn't have a plan to fight the peace? Well, they don't have a plan to fight peace. Is this what they were referring to about fighting the peace? Actually fighting off peace in favor of more war? Because let me tell you, they have absolutely succeeded beyond their wildest expectations. They have brilliantly succeeded in fighting off peace to create chaos, instability, well, at least they got the politics the way they wanted them. I mean, at least, if all we're going to do is politics on this, if we're not going to be in a situation where we actually try to get anything done now, where all we're trying to do is play for time so the president of the United States can get out of office without looking like the biggest idiot since LBJ when it came to Vietnam, if that's all we're doing, then the entire map of the Middle East is going to change before we have a chance to do anything about it. And I can't believe that that's not the president's agenda. Can you? I'm really trying hard not to think that this guy isn't trying to create as big a mess as he possibly can in the Middle East. But I don't see how he could be more destructive. I don't see how he could possibly be better equipped, more willing, and more successful at fomenting strife and instability in all the countries we had already fought for and won. Look, I didn't vote for the guy. When somebody looks at me and he says soaring and beautiful things about this fantastic land in which we live and how incredible it is that we all live here, but it needs fundamental change, I look at that as, okay, wait a minute, we have such a great country, but why does it need fundamental change if it's such a great country? Oh, that's right. Because if he says this country is in a shambles, it is a threat to the world. We are terrible people. We are arrogant and we are awful. And what I propose is that we become essentially the milquetoast new European socialists of the planet. You think you would have gotten elected? That's where we are, however, 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. According to the chair of the House Intelligence Committee, the United States is at the highest threat level we have ever faced in this country. How in heaven's name did we get to that point? How did we become faced with the highest level of terror that we have faced in this country? How did we ever get there? And why isn't somebody really ashamed about it? This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Sean Hannity warns of tricks in this upcoming election season.
Remember, with the Democratic Party, it's all about identity politics. It's not about what's in the best interest of the country for everybody. You have to go after special demographic groups, divide Americans, rich versus poor, old versus young, black versus white, whatever you have to do. It happens every presidential cycle.
The Sean Hannity Show, afternoons at 2, right before Michael Medved at 5 on 660 AM The Answer.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace your old AC system? Well, now there's a new program that's too good to pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You've probably already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,000 off from your utility provider? That's right, and when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $4,500 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. So right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. Call us now, or if you want, call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. Is there a snoring issue in your house? Are you on the receiving or the delivering end of that? Well, either way, some folks just aren't sleeping right, and some folks face a real health risk from sleep apnea. This was me. A lot of our health depends on the kind of night's sleep we get. So if you got the snoring issue and sleep apnea is the issue, there's the CPAP device, which just doesn't work for some folks. There's surgery, which is, well, surgery. And then there's simplesleepservices.com. Check them out, simplesleepservices.com. John Truitt and the gang with a magnificent oral appliance. I've got it. It works. It's not the mask. It's not surgery. It's awesome. I love it. You'll love them. And they're in Dallas and Fort Worth. So check them out at either location. Check them out online at simplesleepservices.com. Great people to work with. Stop dreaming about a snoring solution and a good night's sleep. If you don't want surgery and the CPAP thing just isn't working, 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700, simplesleepservices.com.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret that credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're debt relief advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-791-6811. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. 1-800-791-6811. That's 1-800-791-6811. 1-800-791-6811.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet. I've been proud for years to send you to the Good Feet locations in Plano and in Fort Worth. And now I'm really glad to tell you about the third Good Feet location, South Lake, Texas, right there at 2615 East South Lake Boulevard, a couple of blocks east of Town Square on South Lake Boulevard between Kimball and Nolan. Know what happens in there? The same great results you've always gotten in Plano and in Fort Worth. Real people taking care of real foot problems. Foot pain can spread. It can become leg pain, hip pain, back pain. Let's get you out of pain. At goodfeetdfw.com, learn about all the locations, brand new in South Lake. Plano, still on the corner of Coit and the Bush Turnpike in front of Central Market. Fort Worth, 1 block south of I-20 on Bryant Irvin. And brand new Good Feet in South Lake, 2615 East South Lake Boulevard, 2 blocks east of Town Square. It's Good Feet, getting people out of pain today. America's #1 arch support. Check them out at goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com. Plano, Fort Worth, and South Lake.
For
our sister station.
94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries present Celebrate Freedom 25. Nothing brings home the memories like the official Celebrate Freedom 25 t-shirt. Just go to CelebrateFreedom.com and find the perfect package for your family. Get the sticker, the VIP seating pass, the poster, and more.
Sponsored by Cornerstone Staffing.
It's your day. It's your fun. It's your Celebrate Freedom 25. CelebrateFreedom.com.
660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. There's absolutely no excuse for any of this. And by the way, yes, I know I'm being incredibly critical of Representative Devin Nunes, who is a Republican from California. I'm sorry, you don't get to say that you just don't have an answer for people who are willing to use the internet to contact terrorists and travel across the world to go fight Islamic terrorist jihad. You don't get to say that you're having trouble tracking those cells when you have no trouble whatsoever tracking my cell phone. You don't get to do that. Now, I realize that for some reason it makes sense to find these radicalized terrorists and keep them in the country. Why you're doing that, I have no clue. Why would you? Can you explain that to me, Magic? Can you explain why it is that some idiot kid would go on the internet, seek out these radicalized Islamic terrorist website chat rooms, decide that he's going to be Allah's newest soldier, then try to start working his way to Syria? Why in heaven's name would we keep them from leaving the country? Am I missing something? Seriously, am I just stupid? Why would you arrest those people? Give them a one-way ticket to Damascus? Take away their passport? You know, I often bring up Anwar al-Awlaki, right? Anwar al-Awlaki was an al-Qaeda guy. He was an American citizen. I often bring up the fact that the President of the United States slaughters him with a drone strike. 2 weeks later, slaughters his son with a drone strike. Okay, I got it that Anwar al-Awlaki is an al-Qaeda terrorist and happens to be an American and so on and so forth. But why in heaven's name did you just cancel his American citizenship? Take out an ad in the Washington Post. Attention, Anwar al-Awlaki. You have 30 days to report to the United States Embassy nearest you and turn yourself in. We are charging you with terrorism. And you have exactly 30 days to get that done, or we're going to revoke your United States citizenship and sentence you to death. Why wouldn't they do that? Because here's what they did. They didn't do anything of the kind. And they blasted the guy into thousands of little sizzling pieces of meat scattered across the Yemeni desert. And I suppose I can deal with that on some basic level. You know, mission necessity or something. But what about his kid? I'm sorry, you killed his kid? For what? Well, we couldn't get these guys to arrest him, so. But we somehow managed to arrest Osama bin Laden's son-in-law and bring him to New York. We couldn't do that with Anwar al-Awlaki. And what we're doing is we are keeping more people just like him in the country. They're going to our prisons, radicalizing others. They get to prison. They tell two friends. And then they tell two friends. And before you know it, that was actually a hair conditioning thing, I guess. I guess your hair condition doesn't really matter that much if you're always wearing a hat. What are we doing? Have we got the wrong people running this war? Yeah, on both sides of the aisle. This is the Wells Report.
Bill Bennett doesn't get the point of elementary school graduations.
This is ridiculous with these graduations.
I think what happens there are a lot of schools that are just elementary schools or just middle schools or just for kindergarten. So when the kids leave, they leave the school. So maybe they feel as though they need to do something special for them.
I have an idea of doing something special. Teach them some stuff.
Bill Bennett's Morning in America, weekday mornings at 5, right before the Mark Davis Show at 7 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Dentist office, may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to cancel my teeth whitening appointment.
Oh, may I ask why?
I found a teeth whitener that works in 5 minutes that I can do from home.
Can I ask what it is?
It's called Power Swabs, and it whitens your teeth in 5 minutes, doesn't leave my teeth feeling sensitive, and it's a lot less expensive than visiting the dentist.
Hi, I'm John Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. And if you want to whiten your teeth 2 shades in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days, then try Power Swabs. There's no messy strips or trays that you'll have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth and you're done. It removes stains on natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. Try Power Swabs risk-free by calling 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. I guarantee your friends and coworkers will be wowed by your new white smile. Try it risk-free and get free shipping and handling today. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had numerous credit cards, and I was struggling with paying them off because being a teacher, you don't make a whole lot of money.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360 to talk to a certified counselor.
I had heard about Trinity, so I made the call. They took care of all of my credit cards, and now I am completely debt-free.
Trinity will consolidate your bills, stop collections calls, stop late fees, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
The people at Trinity are very friendly. They will do whatever you need them to do in order for you to feel better about being in a very difficult place.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-758-5360.
My name is Ann, and I'm debt-free for keeps.
That's 1-800-758-5360.
Honey, I'm really worried about our retirement funds.
Oh, me too. We lost so much value in the recession in the stock market. I'm worried we won't have enough to retire.
Jim next door told me that he had set up a new kind of IRA with the Gold Silver Group. He said how simple and safe it was. It's a private storage IRA, and we could have real gold and silver in our hands.
Really? You mean we can actually see it and touch it?
Absolutely. Jim said we could have all the benefits of an IRA to help build our retirement income. Bottom line, we would own a real tangible asset, and we would have the security of knowing we're protected no matter what the economy does. What do you think?
I think we need to find out how to get our own private storage IRA. We need to call the Gold Silver Group right now.
Are you ready to protect your future? Call 800-296-7609 now to find out how easy and safe it is to set up a private storage IRA with Gold Silver Group, and find out how you can qualify for up to $700 in free silver. All transactions are privately delivered and fully insured. Please call us now. 800-296-7609. 800-296-7609.
What's the best way to bring people together?
T-shirts!
T-shirts. Custom T-shirts that you design online with custom ink. The fun, easy way to make shirts you'll love for your group or occasion. Custom Ink has created over 50 million shirts for families, teams, reunions, church groups, cheerleaders, companies big and small. So go online and see how easy it is to design your own shirts with Custom Ink's online design lab. Our website has tons of fonts and amazing artwork. And our team of professional inkers will make sure your shirts turn out perfectly. Order one shirt or thousands. On-time delivery is guaranteed, and we'll even ship your order absolutely free.
Start designing your custom ink t-shirts today and see why 99% of our customers say they would order from us again. Visit customink.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. At the end of the month, the President of the United States is going to, if he is successful in what he believes he should be successful with, is going to consummate a deal with Iran that theoretically will keep Iran from becoming a nuclear weapons power for approximately 13, 14 years. None of us believe this is the case. Every single one of us believe, at least those of us who can read newspapers, all of us believe that what we are going to do is we are going to witness a redo almost to the exact timing the Clinton administration falderall with North Korea and watch Iran become a breakout nuclear power. I have no idea what will stop the state of Israel from blasting Tehran into atoms as soon as they declare their nuclear weapons inventory operational. The president is moving forward on this. I have no faith whatsoever that this president is capable of being able to actually accomplish anything he says this deal will accomplish. I am extremely happy that the Congress of the United States voted to look over his shoulder in all of these and sign off on the deal. I have to tell you that my enthusiasm for the Republicans doing the right thing with the information as they look over his shoulder has certainly been limited by what I've seen that party do in defense of President Obama when he was deep in the middle of self-immolation. Man, when your enemy is self-destructing, don't distract them. This trade deal looks like it's going to go through after all, thanks to Republicans. We're going to be talking about that, I'm sure. Yeah, I've got a few things to say about that. So while we were peacefully minding our own business, watching Iran march towards a nuclear weapon, their parliament voted yesterday to oppose the inspections of government military sites as part of a pending multinational agreement to curb the country's nuclear program, potentially complicating a final deal ahead of a June 30th deadline. Don't people get it? They don't want a deal? Don't they get it? The official said the United States will allow Iranians to manage their own process and reiterated the world's powers positions remains that any final deal, let me try this one more time. The officials said the United States will allow Iranians to manage their own process and reiterated the world powers position remains that any final deal must include adequate access and transparency to the country's nuclear-related facilities. That won't happen. They are not going to do that. If they do that, you're going to find nuclear weapons. If you find nuclear weapons, the whole thing's over. The official said the United States will allow Iranians to manage their own process. What does that mean? Does that sound like some negotiated anything to you, or does that sound like, hey, you guys take care of it. We'll just sort of be watching, maybe over here or something. There must be adequate access and transparencies to the country's nuclear-related facilities. You got to be able to go in to those facilities anytime, 24/7, 365. And oh, by the way, you better have a complete list of every single facility there, or they're in non-compliance. That's unsat, and the whole thing implodes. The bill would allow international inspections of Iranian nuclear sites but forbid inspections of military facilities. It also demands the complete lifting of all sanctions against Iran as part of any final nuclear accord. Okay. What makes them think they're in such a strong negotiating position? Could it be that they actually have a nuclear weapon already? Negotiators from Iran and the six-nation group, the U.S., Britain, France, Russia, China, and Germany, are negotiating right now in Vienna ahead of their self-imposed June 30th deadline. The talks are focused on reaching a final accord that curbs Iran's nuclear program in return for lifting of economic sanctions. They agreed in April to the framework of a final deal 2 days late. The six countries think Iran is using its uranium enrichment program to create a nuclear weapon, an assumption that Tehran denies. Well, if they deny it, it must be true. But they're not pursuing it. Oh, well, of course not. We're not looking for a nuclear weapon. No, goodness gracious sakes, heaven forbid. No. The bill passed by Iran's parliament says in part the International Atomic Energy Agency, within the framework of the Safeguard Agreement, is allowed to carry out conventional inspections of nuclear sites. However, it concludes that access to military, security, and sensitive non-nuclear sites, as well as documents and scientists, is forbidden. By the way, this bill would also require Iran's foreign minister to report to Parliament every 6 months on the process of implementing the accord. Iran's nuclear regulators say they already have agreed to grant the United Nations inspectors managed access to military sites under strict control in specific circumstances. That right includes allowing inspectors to take environmental samples around military sites. But Iranian officials, including the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, have strongly rejected the idea of Iranian scientists being interviewed. Why? Because the Iranians don't want anybody to know who their scientists are. Why? Well, because without them, they're not going to be able to build their nuclear war. These are valuable people. Again, am I missing something? The Iranians have never kept their word in a deal with the United States ever. Ever. Why would they start now? They're not going to. Why would they continue to slow walk this deal? Why would they continue to not be forthcoming, transparent, honest? Why would they not agree to inspections of military sites? Hell, the Russians used to allow us, the United States, to inspect their military sites. Of course, it was no mystery that they had a nuclear weapon. Those guys touched off something called the Tsar Bomba. Was 25 megatons. Yeah, that was the demonstration model. The actual design was good for 50 megatons. 50. Great, huh? The most powerful nuclear explosion in the American inventory was 15.1 megatons, and that was an accident. Castle Bravo. Whoops. The United States allowed Russian inspectors to look at their military sites. That's how we kept the peace. That's how we kept the entire world from going up. The United States, Britain, France, Russia, China, and Germany are negotiating Israel's future, and Israel's not in the meeting. Do you see that working out successfully for anyone? Seriously, do you see that working out successfully for anybody? No. Again, you know, I would suppose that if you really think about this, the experience that I'm basing this all on has to do with studying the détente era of U.S. and Russian negotiations. I've studied deterrence, what deterrence actually means and what it actually does. I've dealt with bullies on the playground. I'm a student of human moves. I watch very carefully about what people do and what they don't do. I sat there and watched North Korea, whose technology included, what, a really bad washing machine, suddenly have a nuclear weapon. How could they do that? And I started chasing down the players. And it led magically back to all those guys who came from Iran and Iraq back in the 70s when I was finishing up my high school career, as those guys were going to Caltech. All driving Trans Ams. Money out the Fiying. Where'd all those guys go? Well, I bet you some of them went to North Korea. All of this stuff comes together, and the President of the United States has to be willfully ignoring the reality. Everything I know about all of this is in the newspaper. Are you telling me that he doesn't have better information? Of course he's got better information. What's it telling him? Is he actually reading it? Anyone? Bueller? I don't know. I just watch all this and I shake my head and I say, what are you going to do next? I mean, is he trying to foment a war between Iran and Israel? Is that what he's trying to do? And to what end? Does he agree with the Ayatollahs in Iran that the Jews must die and Israel must be pushed into the sea? Does he agree with that? I really wish you'd help. I really wish you could say, Jon-David, you know what? I'm sure you're wrong. Unfortunately, I can't say that about myself because I'm reasonably sure that I'm not. I'm trying to figure out why this president isn't insisting on proper behavior from the Iranians. I'm really having a tough time with that. But as they always say, time will tell. Yeah, I suppose it will. I'm just worried at how loud the soundtrack's going to be. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Dennis Prager believes our emphasis on politics is way off.
The preoccupation with the politics and the running for presidency a year and a half prior to elections, this is not a healthy trend. There is more to life than politics. To have the new cycle dominated by the presidential campaign of November 2016, it's a poorer life.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM. The Answer.
This is Arthur Brooks of the American Enterprise Institute for townhall.com. When liberals and conservatives look at policies to alleviate poverty, they often disagree over the nature of public goods and whether or not the government can provide them. Conservatives ought to be asking whether or not the benefits of public goods are higher than the costs. When we don't make cost-benefit calculations at the macroeconomic level about public goods, the poor pay. This is a fact. Look at what's happening in the periphery countries in Europe today. If you don't pay attention to the macroeconomy and fiscal stability, you will become insolvent. And if you become insolvent, there will be austerity. And if you have austerity, it's always the poor who pay. If you want to protect the poor, you must avoid austerity and insolvency, and the only way you can do that is with smart, conservative policies. I'm Arthur Brooks.
This townhall.com commentary is brought to you by the Salem Radio Network.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-500-0983. That's 1-800-500-0983. 1-800-500-0983.
People who can afford a LASIK procedure sure are lucky. Imagine being able to throw away your contacts and glasses. Imagine waking up tomorrow with 20/20 vision. Too bad everyone can't afford LASIK. Well, guess what? There's a company that agrees with you. The LASIK Vision Institute is now offering dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK to make it affordable for everyone. That means you get the latest FDA-approved LASIK technology for a fraction of what others charge. And if you call right now, we'll schedule a free appointment so you can discover if LASIK is right for you. Results may vary. Call 1-800-700-2629. Even better, if you're one of the first 100 callers, ask about an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Let us help you. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you deserve at a fraction of what others charge. For your free appointment, call 1-800-700-2629. 1-800-700-2629.
Welcome to Staples. How can I help you?
Hey, Staples guy, how do I know I'm getting the best price on this laptop?
Staples will match our competitors' prices, even if you find it online.
What about this tablet?
Price match guarantee.
And the smartphone?
Yep.
What about these ink cartridges, my chances of winning the lottery, and toner?
Guaranteed, no way guaranteed, guaranteed.
Make on budget happen, make best prices happen. Staples, make more happen. This week at Staples, save up to $200 on select laptops.
Offer ends 6/27/15 in store and online while supplies last. Price match good at checkout for items from retailers operating online and retail stores or products sold and shipped by Amazon. See store staples.com for details.
At Kubota, value means getting more than you expected for less than you thought. Like the L2501 DT compact tractor. Now with financing